Hi, and welcome to Fred Makes. Today we're going to be reviewing a 3D print that took me a while. In fact, it didn't take me a while. Here's the problem. As you can see laid before me, there's a couple of iffy prints here. Failures, you might call them. That's what I call them. Of the Thangs Rancor model that Joel did a review on a month ago or so. Link will be down in the description. It's a great free model. I got it and I didn't think much of it. I printed it out and it just worked. And my son took it and I posted a picture on Facebook and it's like, who needs a Rancor? And a friend said, I want a Rancor. So I was like, great, I'll print your Rancor. Here are the filaments I have. Here we are at the red. I ran out of filament, alright, so yeah. So then I was like, well, I'm out of that filament. So I've got these options here or I can order anything else. No big deal. And he said, here, and there's some other options. I'm like, ooh, that one sounds good. Gunmetal gray. Whoops, I just broke off one of the fingers too. Problem. And then, another problem and a couple of other problems. I did not have a lot of fun with this gunmetal gray. The problem is with this model, the tail just keeps falling off, disconnecting. I tried it with some silver filament I got for Christmas as part of a bundle, and it seemed to be going a lot better, and then nope, the tail failed again. It's this bottom part right here. It gets a little iffy. So, yeah. So where does that leave me? 2/2 roll of really cool filament, an empty spool, which I can use for something else, and a model I promised someone that I still can't deliver on. Also, broken Rancor bits all over my table. Let me tell you about what I've done between this failure of me running out of filament and this original failure that looked like it was going to go good, and then I couldn't figure out why it was missing a leg. It took me way too long to realize the tail was gone. I've also got this scraps of this filament all over my 3D printer table, everywhere. All these little strings. I have to move that and just vacuum, I think. So, my first inclination is always leveling, right? So I checked the bed level a few times. It seemed fine. I was getting good adhesion, not all the time. This one I pulled off because obviously I wasn't getting good adhesion. This is the back. That's not good adhesion. But for the most part, I was getting good adhesion. Well, then I realized it's kind of a weak point. All right, and the shiny filaments, we always have a little bit of problem with layers. So I went through some testing. I cranked up the temperature just a little bit, went from 200 to 205. Probably could have gone higher, that's all right. I did several test towers. They seemed to all be fine. The test tower for this one especially said that at all temperatures, this stuff prints great. Maybe true. The parts that stuck, this does look great. So I tested that, or I changed that. I lowered the speeds, I changed the infill. By the end, I don't know which one of these it was. I actually opened up the STL in Blender, went into the sculpting page, and just kind of beefed up the tail connector a little bit. If we look here, there's a little, where the sharp point. I just made it a little bit thicker. Nothing. It wouldn't work with any of these filaments. So I went back and ordered the same filament that I had used for mine, the one my son has, the Hatchbox Black. Yep, cheap filament from Amazon. And I put it on there, and after a month, maybe a month of failures, I wasn't hopeful anymore. The first time I printed it out, it was perfect. Put it on Twitter and everything. Then after that, failure after failure. And yet, here we now are. It's a good looking model. I really like it. I would have really liked it in the gunmetal. I would have really liked it in silver. I've got some gold. I've even got shiny purple. Any of those would be pretty cool. I like it in the matte. The black itself is really shiny. PLA is good for that. The red would have been really nice too. And I'm sure there are ways I could have gotten this model done, but after let's see, 10 iterations that I know about. I probably have some other failures I forgot about and lost. I was done. So we call it a success. We got a second successful print out of this model. Leave below in the comments all of the ways I messed this up and all the ways I can improve it. I'm printing on an Ender 3 that's mostly stock. As part of this process, I replaced the PTFE tube because that was a year old and it got a little gunked up. I mean, it works. But yeah, this is the hobby we choose. It's a good one though, mostly. So yeah, tell me what I did wrong. Give me some hints. Send me links to the ones you put on Twitter. I'm interested. I don't know what I'm going to print next, but hopefully it goes a little bit quicker than this. I'll talk to y'all later.